I sold my first digital course with a video that currently has only 200 views. And if you're like me and you thought it took tons of subscribers to make money on YouTube, you really need to hear this story. Because a few months ago, I got this bright idea that I was ready to launch my first digital course. I already had some digital products out there, but I didn't have a course yet. You know, a course is the one that has all the modules, the videos, downloads, a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. So I took a few weeks to plan it out. I recorded all the videos, I made the downloads, I made a workbook, and I got it ready to sell. And it was pretty darn good. I packed a ton of value in it, and I worked really hard on it. But when it came time to put it out there, I got a little scared. I thought, you know what if nobody wants it? But then I was scared, well, what if they buy it and they don't like it? And I did what all of us do, and what I teach you to never ever do. I second-guessed everything. Does that sound familiar? Have you ever done something like post a video and then you really hope nobody'd watch it? I mean, yeah, same here. That's the way it was with this one. So I put the link for the course in my video description, and I mentioned it in that video just once. Nobody bought it, of course. So I told myself I wasn't ready, that nobody wanted it. I mean, I had all of the excuses. Maybe even that my audience doesn't want to know how to make a digital product, or maybe I'm not good enough yet. I never mentioned it ever again. But it stayed out there on that one lonely video out on YouTube, and I just went on about my business doing my thing. But it actually made me think, oh, you know what? Maybe I need to learn how to market my courses. So I did, and that'll be a video for another day. But then something kind of amazing happened. I woke up one morning to a Stripe notification that I'd made a sale for $27. Now this has been a couple of months here. And I thought, I don't have anything for $27. What in the world did I sell? And then I was like, oh, my course. Somebody actually bought my course, and I was so excited. I ran and grabbed my husband. I'm like, look, somebody bought it. And that caught my attention because I hadn't actively been selling it. Because mostly what I sell is coaching and audits and calls. They're a little more high ticket. But I was kind of stunned. There was my digital course all alone out there on the YouTube shelf. I had just left it out there to die. And then I was like, OMG, what if they don't get the emails to get access to the course? And what if they don't get anything at all from me? I was really frustrated and worried and concerned. So I had to go into my computer and I started looking around trying to find everything, and I realized that everything had fired off properly. The customer was in the course. And it was quite a relief. But here's the thing. We are smarter than we give ourselves credit for. Yes, sometimes things break and technology can let us down, but that's okay. Most people, they really forgive this kind of stuff when things break. And that's true whether you've got 10 subscribers or 10,000. But I like to catch these things kind of early just in case something breaks. I can get ahead of it. But then I started thinking, what if they don't like it? What if they don't get the result? Or what if they loved it? And you know what? I may never know. And like I said earlier, that video right now has about 200 views as of recording this video. And this is the cool part. You don't need a large audience to make money on YouTube. I had 200 people watch that video, not my whole subscriber base, just 200. I mean, at least 9,800 of my subscribers didn't even click on that video. So I want that to really hit home. And if you're over 50 like me and you're thinking about turning what you know into a course, a download, or a product of some kind for that extra income, but you keep thinking that you've got to have a huge audience first, well, this story should really change the way you look at YouTube. YouTube can become that bridge between what you know and what people are willing to pay for. But you know what? Here's what surprised me even more. The sales from that course, they're still coming in. And I'm beyond grateful, actually. And yes, it's only $27, but to me, it's proof that you really can turn what you know into something useful. You can put it in front of a small audience and you can make it sell. And I think about it all the time. What if I had mentioned that in all the other videos since then? What if I promoted it? There's no telling what it might be doing today. So here's what I actually want you to take from this. If you're over 50 and you're telling yourself that your channel, your course, your product, your thing needs some big production before it's allowed to make money, it doesn't. It just needs to exist somewhere where a real person can find it and buy it. You know, everything else that we do, the perfection that we put into it, all the extra stuff that we add, the perfect launch plan, that's not what made this sale happen. one video with 200 views is what made this sale happen. And honestly, the $27 obviously wasn't the exciting part. It was what that $27 represented to me. Somebody I didn't know found a video. They trusted me enough to click a link, and they paid me for something that I created from up here. And that's the business model. And if you're in your 50s or beyond, thinking about creating an extra stream of income so you can do the things that you want to do maybe in retirement, maybe you want to create something that grows alongside of you as you head towards retirement. You don't need to start with a huge audience. You need something useful to say. You need a video. You need a person who needs to hear it. And eventually you can offer them something. And looking back, I'd probably handle all of this completely differently. First, I wouldn't decide something doesn't work just because nobody bought it the first time I mentioned it. And I think we do a lot of that when we're new. We put something out there once, nobody reacts to it, and we immediately think, well, I guess nobody wants that. And I didn't do a good job of marketing, and I learned my lesson. But people may not have even seen it, or maybe they weren't ready when they saw it, or maybe they just needed to hear about it more than once. I mentioned this course in one video, just one. And then I basically judged the entire idea based on that. Now, I would keep talking about it when it made sense. Not in every video, but not in some kind of pushy way. But if I were to make a video where that course could genuinely help somebody take the next step, that's where I'd mention it. I'd put it in emails. I would probably talk about it on Facebook or in my school community. I would give people more than one opportunity to find it. Because that's another thing I had to learn. Because selling something doesn't mean you have to turn into somebody you're not. You're not bothering people by telling them that you made something that might help them. You're trying to help people. And the hard part isn't creating the thing usually. The hard part is believing it's worth talking about once you get it created, because it is. And if you're curious about that course I created, it takes you from idea to your first sale, and you'll learn how to make your first digital product, price it, and sell it. I'll link it in the description if you want to go have a look. It's actually pretty good. And I now have it linked in a lot of other videos as well. And if you want to learn where to find ideas on how and what you should create for your YouTube videos or for your next course, you can watch this video next. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.